program schedule. This, I believe, was a joint paper. Yes, this is a joint paper by Sinoj Anthony, research scholar, Lovely Professional University, Fagwara, Punjab, and Ishfaq Ahmed Jambu. He is also of the same LPU, Fagwara. The role of mass media and IT in redesigning the teaching learning process. Sinoj, you are there. You may present your paper. You can take 10 minutes. You can take 10 to 11, 12 minutes. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, a very good afternoon to one and all. I hope that you can watch my presentation. It is visible, I hope, and I am audible.
It is.
Okay, good. Yes. Okay, my topic is this. It is about the role of mass media and information technology to redesign the teaching learning process based on the current scenario, pandemic coronavirus, that means COVID-19. We all know about the COVID-19. So firstly, I thank everyone for giving me this opportunity to present this paper. Moreover, I pray to God because now we all are suffering with the coronavirus, and again I wish that God may allow us to come back to the normal life once again. So this, we know, this coronavirus affected almost all human areas and in the every walks of human life. So now particularly I am going to discuss about education. So first of all, education may be defined as a transfer of knowledge and skills from one generation to the other. So that means education is a transferring process. So what is teaching learning process? Teaching learning is also helping to transfer the knowledge from teacher to the learner. So teaching learning process is very important aspect in our education. So according to the present context, we know that the role of mass media as well as information technology to transfer the education, the knowledge of the education. So mass media, currently education through media has become a popular culture. The academic arena had adopted the media culture from the very beginning of the popularity of various media. So before this COVID-19 situation, people used the various mass media for educational purposes, even television, radio and all. So again, during the time of COVID-19, we know that all are at home now. Okay, people are at home and they are facing the challenges of COVID-19 also. And during this time, mass media are very helpful for imparting knowledge and also helping the educational activities. And information technology also, we know about IT. And now it is a broad area and we all are discussing about IT and how it helps our education. So now let me say about the teaching learning process. Now already we know that we have a particular system of teaching learning process and even we have designed our curriculum accordingly. Now we use mass media and information technology in a huge way. So the traditional concept or perception should be changed, and according to the present situation, we have to redesign them. So first of all, we are going to deal about the elements of teaching learning process. The first element is assessment. So it is a feedback of the present condition. First of all, we should assess and what is our condition and how to impart the knowledge and how our education is going on. So this awareness should be there. And after this awareness, we should plan accordingly. That means our goal setting. It is planning stage. So after the goal setting, we have to implement it. This element is called implementation. This is the execution of our plan. Then comes evaluation. It is a critical examining of our implementation. There we should critically evaluate and examine. The teaching learning process should fulfill an individual social growth, emotional growth, intellectual growth, and physical growth. So how the teaching learning process, the social growth? We are living in society. In the classroom learning, now we are in a virtual platform and e-learning. So there the social growth has a certain limitation because most of the time the teaching learning process will become a one-man show. That means the teachers, they are giving lectures through the online platforms, and students sometimes they are passively receiving it and they don't get enough time and chance to interact with the other students. So So in a sense, the social growth is limited over there. And about emotional growth in the classroom, students will do certain activities, and their emotional maturity will be there in the classroom, but in the online platform it is limited. Now again about intellectual growth. Okay, it is same in the online classroom as well as in the virtual class, in the regular classroom. And about the physical growth, that is also is possible. Physical growth is also possible. Now we have to concentrate mainly about the social growth and emotional growth, so that we have to redesign. How can we help our students to acquire this growth, mainly social as well as emotional growth? That should be a matter of discussion. Okay. Now I am going to say about mass media and technology, how they dominate our present educational system. Mass media and information technology has changed the traditional classroom teaching and learning setting into technologically oriented system. Already we have discussed a lot even in this conference also about this particular point. Now again, the advancement of technology always brings social and conceptual changes. The technology always brings social changes, and again, according to the present situation, we have adapted a new method and a new method for teaching and learning. The technology, knowledge and experiences of young people have brought a lot of educational changes. So even before the COVID-19, the young generation, they started various distance education or online classes. And now during the time of, I think, as compared to the youngsters, the teachers faced some challenges in the initial stage. Now teachers also adopted this culture, and they also presenting good classes over internet. Now in the information age, people should be more independent as far as education is concerned and should plan and control their career development. In the sense, continuous learning will be the most significant element of education in the information age. Suppose, okay, we will overcome this pandemic situation, and again there will be regular classes, but the scope of mass media and technology is still there, because many universities and educational institutions, they will offer online classes. So we have to redesign accordingly. Now again, COVID-19 and teaching learning process. So already we have discussed that COVID-19 brought a lot of social and conceptual changes. People could not get rid of the effect of this pandemic across the world. Even we are suffering a lot. So already we have heard that the third wave is going to approach us. It affected political views, economic systems, social interactions, cultural views, lifestyle, entertainment, education, sports, games, and all areas of human life. According to UNICEF analysis, some 77% of children under the age of 18 worldwide are living in all of 132 countries. Now it was a survey of 2020. Now according to the present survey, it affected almost all nations and almost all countries and almost all human walks. Now about virtual classroom, teachers provide classroom instructions through WhatsApp, Google Meet, Zoom app, personal blogs, YouTube, etc. Classroom assessments are conducting through Google Forms and similar applications. We use the technology and the technological advancement even to conduct the assessments also. And even we give the assignments to students online, and even they also prepare in a good way. Students complete their assignments and other projects through online platforms. Students exhibit their extracurricular activities and talents on social media platforms. And they get a lot of opportunities to compete with other students. Even some students already became very viral because they have performed good activities or creativities through social media, especially through their own YouTube channels and all. And students, they are taking a lot of opportunities, and teachers also should take the same, because even after the pandemic, they should maintain their YouTube channels, especially for imparting education and providing good clarities and awareness apart from the classroom teachings. Yes. Now again, during this year, most of the schools conduct online competitions and webinars to promote co-curricular activities. So we are the beneficiaries of this particular platform. Even we take a lot of advantages through online, especially to attend various seminars and conferences. Okay, now about redesign. Today, teachers' efficiency is not evaluated according to the qualification or their intellectual knowledge. Instead, it is observed through their knowledge and proficiency to handle academic activities with the help of mass media and information technologies. Today, the development of a nation is designed on the quality of education it provides. Every nation is evaluated according to its educational systems. The reputation of an educational institution is recorded as the facilities it offers. Again, the efficiency of a teacher is evaluated as the method he or she teaches. Teacher has a lot of knowledge and a good IQ and all, but she doesn't have or he doesn't have a proper knowledge about the technology and about the mass media, so the effectiveness won't be worked out. The students won't get benefit, especially the new generation, because their medium is social media or even these new technologies. And even teachers also should be aware about these facilities and these opportunities, and they should use it maximum. Now, the proficiency of a student is assessed on the information he or she gathers. Now, for students, they can gather the information from many online platforms. Even they can go to YouTube, Google, and they will gather a lot of information. Hence, according to the present context, no one can deny the role of mass media and information technology to redesign the teaching learning process. Now, it is our duty to redesign the teaching learning process. Okay, so as educators and facilitators, we should think about this, and we have to make more discussions. And after the corona, or even during this second wave or third wave of corona, we have to give quality education to our students. And for that, we should use our media and information IT in a good way. So that's all about my paper and presentation. If you have any queries, definitely you can ask me. Okay, anyhow, once again, I thank everyone for giving me this opportunity, particularly for Kavita Shurima. So she introduced this session. Thank you, ma'am.
So, thank you so much, Mr. Anthony. Very good paper. And it's the paper is very close to the reality, whatever is happening since past 1 year. If I would discuss the situation in Jammu and Kashmir 1 year ago, we were absolutely not ready to. I would say not ready. Actually, we were not doing much online learning. But when the situation erupted in March last year, slowly and gradually we tried different platforms. And the major problem in Jammu and Kashmir was that internet was almost zero. First it was shut down, and because of the conflict situation, and then we got 2G and running classes on 2G, experimenting with Zoom, with different platforms, Cisco. I don't know how many things we experimented with, but thankfully we were able to switch over to online mode. And yes, as you rightly said, Mr. Anjani, now all of us have to redesign our academic courses, which are mandatory for which it is mandatory to be present on offline. But now we have to redesign, because online classroom is the reality of the future. And perhaps this is the reason that all the universities have got a letter from Swayam MOOC courses that at least 40% of the classroom teaching in the next future, it has to be 40%, it has to be online. And we are all wondering how 40% of the MA course has to be online. That is still being discussed. But thank you so much. And thank you. Before I invite the next speaker, I pay my namaskar to my senior mentor and my esteemed colleague, Professor Anita Gloria.